Exclusive. Gold Rush Rick Ness gets unexpected visit from landowner Troy Taylor on the next Gold Rush. We check in with miner Rick Ness, who has 4 years under his belt running his claim. Ness has bet his entire season on a deep cut, but it has not delivered so far. In TV shows as exclusive clip, Ness talks about his worries as he is 800 ounces short of his goal. Will Ness hit the quality pay dirt and find the motherlode he needs to say his business and keep him in the mining game? Troy Taylor put the news to Rick Ness in our clip below, and he wants Ness to buy the family out on the land and take over the claim. Problem is, Ness is in a cash crunch. After digging 1,000,000 yards of overburden, Rick is 800 ounces short of his goal, and as winter approaches, he still hasn't reached the high-grade pay layer he's banking on. Ness says, "I'm definitely glad that I am up here, that I got away from Dawson. I mean, the ground is getting harder and harder to find by the minute, and I think I made my move at just the right time." Now in his 4th year running his own claim, Rick Ness is making big moves. He's bet his entire season on a 190-foot deep cut that could hold $5 million in gold. But so far it hasn't been delivered. Deeply concerned, Ness says, "I am still worried about hitting our 2,000-ounce goal, because not only do I need to send all my guys home with, plenty of gold in their pockets, I need it too. I can't survive off of feeling proud of a giant hole we dug." Ness sees that the gold is good so far, but that the stuff on the bottom is better. He adds that they are not there yet and need to score the gold out of the claim to be able to hit their goal. Then the wild card hits. Troy Taylor pays an unexpected visit. Troy Taylor is the owner of the Duncan Creek claim that Rick is currently leasing and working. The visit is unexpected, and you can see the tension on Ness's face. Sitting down in his office, Ness says, "So are you in the neighborhood, or is there something important?" "What's going on?" Taylor cuts right to it and lays it out for Rick. He says, "Dad and I have been getting some inquiries into our property, and I hate to put the pressure on you, but we're ready to sell. We're hoping that you are confident enough to buy us out." Watch the episode to see if any light emerges at the end of a long dark tunnel for Ness. Gold Rush airs Friday at 8 p.m. ET/PT on Discovery. In addition to watching the series on Discovery, viewers can check out new episodes each week on Discovery Joe. Additionally, viewers can join the conversation on social media by using the hashtag #GoldRush. Exclusive. Gold Rush Rick Ness gets unexpected visit from landowner Troy Taylor in the world of gold mining. Where the hunt for precious metal often takes center stage, relationships between miners and landowners can be just as crucial as the tools used in the search. For Rick Ness, a familiar face to fans of Gold Rush, this dynamic has played an interesting and often complicated role in his journey. As a seasoned miner on the show, Rick has faced his share of challenges, from navigating equipment failures to dealing with the harsh realities of mining life. But none have been quite as unexpected as his recent interaction with Troy Taylor, the landowner of the plot where Rick and his team have been mining for gold. Taylor, whose land has been the site of some of Rick's most intense mining operations, made a surprise visit to Ness's mining operation that has left fans and fellow miners alike buzzing. The visit, which came with a mix of tension and opportunity, raised important questions about the relationship between landowners and miners, and what it takes to keep both parties satisfied as they search for fortune beneath the Earth's surface. The landowner's surprise was an ordinary morning on the job when Rick Ness first saw Troy Taylor's truck approaching the site. For most miners, a surprise visit from a landowner is often a signal of concern, a check-in on the state of operations, perhaps, or even a warning about mining practices. In Rick's case, It was all of the above, but with a surprising twist. Honestly, when I saw him pull up, I didn't know whether to feel relieved or worried. Rick recalled during an exclusive interview. Troy and I have always had a pretty professional relationship, but you never really know how a landowner is going to feel when it comes to the amount of dirt you're moving or the mess you're making. It's a balancing act, one that can go wrong pretty quickly. For Troy Taylor, the visit wasn't just about overseeing the progress of the operation or checking on any legal agreements. Instead, his surprise visit was an opportunity to have a candid discussion with Rick about the long-term future of the mining project, the ongoing challenges, and perhaps most notably, the financial stakes involved. I've been following Rick's progress for a while now, Taylor explained. Is benefiting me too. That's why I wanted to have a direct conversation with him about where we're headed. The mining operation had already been through several hurdles, from mechanical breakdowns to unpredictable gold yields, but it was clear to both Rick and Troy that they were reaching a crucial point. One where decisions made now could have lasting impacts on both their fortunes. The tension between miners and landowners, the relationship between miners and landowners is often complicated. Landowners provide the resources, the land, the permits, and sometimes the financing, while miners bring the labor, equipment, and expertise necessary to extract gold from the earth. But that balance isn't always as harmonious as it may seem. For Rick Ness, working on someone else's land means walking a tightrope. It's not just about finding gold, he explains. It's about keeping the landowner happy while still getting enough out of the ground to make it worth everyone's time. The pressure can be overwhelming. There's a lot at stake, not just for us, but for the landowners too. Rick's experience on Gold Rush has shown that mining can sometimes feel like a gamble. The sheer unpredictability of the process means that even the most prepared team can find themselves struggling with subpar returns, broken equipment, and shifting weather conditions. And while miners like Rick often bear the brunt of those struggles, landowners are not immune to the consequences of a bad season. Gold mining operations. It's not all about big machines and big promises, Taylor says. It's about understanding the land, respecting what it gives, and knowing when to push and when to pull back. Despite the inherent risks, there are also significant rewards to be had. For landowners, the payout from a successful mining operation can be substantial. For miners, it's not just about financial gain, but also the thrill of discovery. But the road to that reward is fraught with obstacles. A growing partnership despite the tension, Rick and Troy both seem to understand that a successful mining venture requires mutual respect and understanding. During their meeting, the two men took the time to evaluate where things stood with the current operation and what could be done to improve results moving forward. We've had some ups and downs, no doubt, Rick admits. But we've also had some really good gold hauls. The land is good. It's just a matter of making sure we're doing things right. Troy Taylor agreed. There's a lot of potential here, but it's also important to stay grounded. If the gold's there, we'll find it. But if it's not, we need to be prepared to cut our losses and try something new. In the world of Gold Rush, this sort of direct communication is rare. Most of the time, the drama and excitement come from the highs and lows of the mining itself, but Rick and Troy's conversation revealed something deeper, a partnership built on trust, open dialogue, and shared risk. We're in this together, Rick says. At the end of the day, Troy and I both want the same thing: to get some gold, make a profit, and move on to the next project. It's about working together to make it happen. It's a sentiment that resonates with many of Rick's crew members who have witnessed firsthand the evolution of his relationship with Troy. For them, the Landowner's Visit was a reminder of the importance of forging strong, transparent relationships in an industry that can often be unpredictable. We've been through some tough times, but it's also been a great learning experience, says Rick's foreman, Fred. We know the stakes are high, and having Troy here to talk things through with Rick is a good sign. It means he's invested, and that makes a difference. The future of the operation with the meeting concluded, both Rick and Troy left with a renewed sense of purpose. For Rick, the visit reinforced his commitment to the project, while also reminding him of the challenges that still lay ahead. For Troy, it was an opportunity to keep Rick on track while making sure that the financial interests were being looked after. We've got a lot of work to do, Rick says with a determined smile. But we're in it for the long haul. As long as we're making progress and the gold keeps coming, I'll be happy. Troy, for his part, remains cautiously optimistic. I've seen the passion Rick has for mining, and that's what I like to see. We'll take it one step at a time, but I think we're headed in the right direction. As for what's next for the operation, both men are taking things one day at a time. With the gold rush in full swing and the stakes higher than ever, only time will tell if this partnership will lead to lasting success, or if the unpredictable nature of gold mining will throw yet another curveball their way. In the meantime, fans of Gold Rush will continue to watch as Rick Ness and his team work tirelessly, all the while navigating the tricky terrain of relationships, business,